Right.
Let's go over to our next topic, and I'm actually going to start off with something that I feel like kind of ties into that. We're gonna talk about. Oops, hold on a second here. Jurassic World Dominion. We've got some pictures and info and stuff that we can talk about. And like you said earlier, some of this stuff has been out for a little while, so we'll kind of just gloss over if we can.
Hmm.
Um, but the first thing I actually wanted to discuss was actually not on my list. But I was like, I know there's something else that just happened like the other day or today or something like that. And yes, I think this is like uh yesterday or something like that, where I found this article from Slash Film, and it's with Frank Marshall, and I guess they were talking to him about some other stuff. Looks like this was just updated. What is today? Today, I almost just touch screen my iMac, and that does not work. Yesterday.
Oh.
So he's talking about different documentaries and things that he's worked on, and then I'm going to scroll down here because there was a little bit of mention from Jurassic World Dominion. This is kind of covering ground that we've talked about before. The person writing the article says, I guess, sort of on the same note, there was a Jurassic World Dominion ad that was tied into the Olympics. Obviously, you're producing that movie as well. So there's another weird full circle thing. Jurassic Park is my favorite movie of all time. Blah 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 blah. You said last year, I think Jurassic World Dominion. While a lot of us maybe thought that would be the last one, you said it was the start of a new era. So do you see there being more movies beyond this? And Frank says, yeah, obviously, I think Dominion's going to wrap up this trilogy, but we're not resting on our laurels. We're going to sit down and we're going to see what the future is. We have a wonderful series, Camp Cretaceous on Netflix. We obviously want to make quality, good movies with great storytelling, great writers and directors, but we're definitely looking to do more in Jurassic World. So that's kind of on the same page as a lot of the stuff that I feel like we've heard before from Frank. Frank is like the guy who's like, he's out there saying, Jurassic's not dead, but also like this is the end of an era and stuff like that. So he is like semi contradictory sometimes. It's like hard to get a read on what Frank's talking about, but like it's a new era, so we know that there's going to be some more stuff. We've all assumed that there will be more. It just seems like they're going to be ending this, but he's nicely focusing on Camp Cretaceous here, which is cool too.
Yeah. What I'm taking away from what he says there, and I kind of can appreciate it, as we kind of come out of this. I know you don't feel this way, but as I feel the weaker of some of the Star Wars content we've had in cinemas, what I appreciate about this is like he's saying like, yeah, we're gonna do more Jurassic. We don't have that plan yet. We are gonna do more, but we're not rushing anything out the door. We want to sit down. We want to take in the feedback from this movie. We want to see what the future of our world is going to look like. What do we think audiences are going to want in, let's say, another 2 to 3 years? And we want to like think out a story and be thoughtful of a story rather than just pump out another dinosaur movie, right? Like it could be so easy for them to just pump out another dinosaur movie with some, with oh my gosh, like I hate to say it, but like John Cena comes to mind as like, please don't, like kind of
Dude,
like
I love John Cena. I don't see how he would fit into anything Jurassic, but
no,
I love.
but that's what I'm saying. It's just like he's like the new hot actor, right? Like
Yeah,
he's the new like Rock
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
or the new Batista, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
he's and so it's gonna be, I can easily see Hollywood being like, yeah, throw him in there. He may not make sense for the role, you know. And so I'm glad that they're kind of gonna maybe pump the brakes a little bit and be thoughtful. Like I don't think the break is actually going to be as long as we've had from Fallen Kingdom to Dominion because of like pandemic woes. Like I still think we're
Yeah,
looking
what
at
is
a
that, 4 years, right?
yeah.
So,
I think we're still looking at I think we're looking at a 3 to 4 year gap again, but I don't think we're looking at another 10-year gap, or 15.
yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people wonder if maybe it'll be like a 5 to 7 year kind of thing, like let
No,
it sit for a little
no.
bit. Yeah, that doesn't sound right, especially when we get to this next part. I want to jump to this real quick.
Okay.
It says, the interviewer says, I don't want to press too much, but a lot of bigger franchises are moving towards premium streaming TV shows and such and stuff. Man, I can't read, guys. If you haven't realized that before, you're definitely realizing now. He also says, do you see any world in which a Jurassic World TV show could work? Or do you think that budgetary stuff would sort of prevent that from even being possible? And Frank goes on to say, no, I'm really just focused on the movies. So I haven't really thought about that. There's no discussion of that. As I say, we have an animated series. I think that's plenty for now. What's your take on that?
Weren't there rumors of a TV series happening like a while ago? I mean, in development doesn't necessarily mean anything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
there were rumors, but like it seems like in his mind, he's like, no, like not at all. I haven't even thought about those things. Like none of that stuff exists in my mind. Like who's making this? I don't know. Not me. We have an
well,
animated series. That's good enough. That's all. We're good. We've got plenty. It's like a little weird. I don't love this comment, and especially like you're saying, like about this live action TV show that we've apparently heard about. You know, it's been
yeah.
something that was put out there, never like an official confirmation or anything like that. But it wasn't like a press release or anything. But the word got out there at least about a live action show.
I'm
But it doesn't sound like that's on the table unless he's just lying, which is possible. But I don't really get that vibe from Frank. I feel like Frank's just going to be like, we're working on some stuff. I don't know, but he's just like, no, no, that's not. I'm not even thinking about that
yeah,
at
he
all.
does straight just say no. I'm torn and I'm of two minds. I feel like with The Walking Dead, we've said we don't want this to be like another Planet of the Apes, right? Like, why bother doing Planet of the Apes with dinosaurs? It doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna do a show, I think like The Last of Us is going to do very well for HBO.
I would think so. Yeah, it looks amazing so far.
And yeah, I think that's going to do very. Although I would have said the same thing for Why the Last Man for Fox and Hulu, but like gone, came and went.
I mean, apparently it was good, right? It just
I don't
like
know.
was one of
Never
those
looked.
things that didn't hit. Yeah, that was a movie or show or whatever that I was like following rumors on for like 10
10
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so long, and then
Mm-hmm.
and it just came and went, and nothing ever
Yeah.
happened. So yeah,
So I am of two minds where it's like I feel like a streaming show could work, but the Disney Plus shows for Star Wars do not look inferior. Okay, they
Yep.
don't look like cheap versions of Star Wars. Now, I think these Olympic commercials are getting like on like a large amount of hate, but they are inferior to Jurassic. Does that like?
we'll get there. Yeah, we'll
Am
get
I
there.
wrong though? Like,
I mean, it's not that bad, I don't think, but
I don't think they're terrible for commercials, but I don't think they're good for TV
well, that's
either.
next topic. Next topic.
All right, all right.
But yeah, but I get what you're saying because like you don't want to do that and have something be not what Jurassic is. But I think like you're saying, Star Wars has shown that you can make a Star Wars look good
Yeah.
on TV, and like you'll see a monster pop up in that show, bigger than any dinosaur we've ever had, and you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, that checks out. I get it. It looks good. It looks real.
Yeah.
Like everything they do, except for speeder
That,
chases. That's the worst speeder chase I've ever seen in my life.
I'm
It's
a
very.
little behind. That was the last one I saw was the speeder chase.
It was just. It was like you're watching like I don't even know the slowest like go karts. Like it was terrible. But yeah, that's the only thing I've had an issue with. I feel like in those shows, but everything else looks flawless. So it's possible, and especially the last episode of Boba Fett was Bryce Dallas Howard. She's done several of The Mandalorian, and like,
Don't
just make
spoil.
it happen. No spoilers. I'm just saying she directed it. Make it happen. Like get her on some show. Get her on a show for Jurassic. Let this thing
She's
happen. Like,
she's so open to Jurassic. Like in
yeah,
Evolution, she's like the only one willing to come back for voice stuff.
he's like such a big, like, supporter of the franchise and a fan. It's, more than
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. He's just out there doing his thing, it seems like. But like Bryce is like, she seems invested. Um, so I wish they would give her that chance. It just doesn't sound like it just seems a little. I don't like how this sounds coming out of him. It's just like, nah, we're good. We've got an animated show. It does lead to some interesting thoughts on the series because we hear that maybe this is the final season of Camp Cretaceous, season 5, but I don't know,
Oh.
maybe not. But like the fact that he's saying, yeah, we got this show, we got movies, that's plenty. But if Camp Cretaceous ends, even if it doesn't end right now, like how long is this going to go for?
Do you
It's like it's not going to support the franchise. But I do think that they're. Sorry, I'm keep continuing.
No, go ahead.
I think even if Camp Cretaceous ends now, like season 5,
Hmm.
I would assume that there's a sequel series. Camp Cretaceous.
Another Jurassic series, at
No,
least.
yeah, colon whatever, and it's still following the kids, but some back home or something like that. But yeah, I
I,
think it's possible that there's a sequel, but it seems like he's thinking that there's this series we have, an animated series that's gonna be the future of this. So it's weird. I don't know what he's trying to get at here. It's like
hmm.
we're on the verge of 2 things ending. Like what else do we have? Nothing. That's not plenty. I don't know.
So it is getting to what I've said, which is like they're not going to be dominating for then you're right, like much longer. First off, there's got to be some kind of there's got to be something on the horizon for movies for sure. There's got to be another animated
Yeah.
series. Like it made it 5 seasons, even if it wasn't Camp Cretaceous, if it was Jurassic World, something else, right?
Mhm.
A show post Dominion-esque or something like a live act or a animated version of like what we just saw with Primal Ops, or if they, I don't know the rights on this, but like I feel like the live tours story is compelling enough that it could spur an animated series to go to coincide with that, and
Yeah,
like
for sure.
like especially as hopefully that show comes back as the pandemic one day goes away.
It sounds like it will. It sounds like it will be coming back at some point. But yes, in this time period where we're like up and down, nobody really knows. But
Yeah.
they do have shows. Feld Entertainment does have shows, in the market right now. So
Oh, okay. Are they the Jurassic shows?
no, other
Something
shows
just
like
other shows.
Disney on Ice or
Okay.
motorcycles or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, but not Jurassic. I feel like that's a big one. Like you're not just like sending cast members with some set dressing and like some costumes. This is like you're sending massive animatronics. So I don't know.
Right. The
Maybe a little bit more.
logistics of
Yeah.
all that, I'm sure, are much
Yeah.
harder. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I Marvel is kind of good at this too, where like we kind of know everything that's coming with Marvel, but they do a really good job of like honing everyone's attention into a funnel, right?
Mhm.
So you're not really thinking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness because they've got you so hyper focused on Spider-Man No
Oh,
Way
I'm
Home.
always thinking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I can't stop thinking about it.
I mean, me neither, friend, but no, the marketing, like come on, man, marketing, like they've definitely got you like focused on the movie that is coming out next, right?
Yeah. 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 They do a
So
good job of that.
who knows? Maybe, golly, man, could you imagine if Dominion comes out and then like a week later it's like press event? Here's the
Yeah.
5-year stretch of like calendar, and this is where we're going. Like,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe Jurassic World Dominion ends in such a way that it's like it would spoil they don't want to show us the calendar yet, so
I hope so. I mean, this is not the franchise that does what Marvel does, where it's like,
no, it's not. I'm just
hey,
saying, dude.
here's our like slate of films for the
The
next
next
7
10
years.
years. Yeah.
And you're like, no, that's not Jurassic. Like the next 10 years is one movie, like, or 2 movies. It's
Yeah.
not anything. So they don't really have the opportunity to do that. So I understand that. But like, you're talking about what were we talking about before about like planning things out and having a story to tell. And I just don't know. I don't feel like there is that like ongoing momentum when it comes to projects and stuff. I don't know that they think about the next thing until the thing's
But
done. I just
hear
don't
me
know.
out. Hear me out. And I only just thought of this 2 seconds ago because I saw a dinosaur on
Like,
this screen next to a poster for Uncharted. Okay, the Tom
okay.
Holland movie. Can you like dinosaurs are in our world, which means that Jurassic, we've talked about them exploring other genres, right? Like, oh, do a horror movie with one dinosaur. But can you imagine like a treasure hunting movie with like, I don't know, like instead of like the dog, it's blue or something, and like dinosaur, like that trailer we just looked at for
I mean,
Extinction with
that's
dinosaur
literally
treasure, like,
Instinction. That's literally this game.
dude, we're there. They can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is obviously we've talked about that many times. Is like, what is the future? But like, yeah, that the future is you can do whatever you want. You don't have to be tied to a set of characters, an island, a place. You can do another jungle movie, but it doesn't have to be Costa Rica or the off the coast. It can be anywhere that has a jungle or anything. A
I mean,
beach
it
or
still has to
the
stay.
woods.
It still has to stay grounded, and it still has to stay uh
Sure.
Jurassic. But like, I don't think that Jurassic Park really suits itself to like a buddy cop comedy necessarily. But you could dabble into some other genres, even within like the action genre. You could dabble into like some more like uh some other kinds of plots that are in the action genre, like treasure hunting
Like
or
Fast and Furious, like you get in cars.
hmm,
I when you said like a buddy cop thing, the first thing I thought of was like a Velociraptor that sounds like Rocket Raccoon, and I was like, "Nah, that's a movie right there."
hey, speaking of Rocket Raccoon, if you guys are not playing Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm late to the party on this one. That's a
I
great
hear it's
game.
great.
It's
I hear
amazing.
it's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but I hope that they have their minds to the future a little bit, and I know they do. I know that there's things out there on the horizon for them, but like I
Do you think do you think they're afraid that like they there's really not a lot of content to tap for 10 years, so slowly trickle out what they can instead of having the two movies a year or whatever?
No, I just no, they don't. They could never do that. That would never work for
Okay.
for Jurassic. But like, yeah, I think the trajectory that they've gone on is fine. But like, if you think about, and I think maybe this is me just like feeling the pressure of like, hey, that we're at the end of the cycle here. This is it. Like this is the end of Jurassic World. Like at this point in time, I just feel like they could have done a lot more. Within these past since 2015, there
Yeah.
could have been so much more. And I just don't want them to be thinking about that. Hey, now, however many years later, it's like really like we couldn't have done more during this time frame. So it just seeing quotes like this and things like this just make me a little sad that like I don't know where their minds are at. I don't know why we haven't gotten this or that. There should have been a live action series years ago, or maybe not years ago, but like now or whatever. Or
Yeah.
the animated show should have been years ago instead of doing 4 seasons in a year.
Well,
Like
I'll tell you, they missed the boat on Peacock. Did not have the same marketing push behind it as Disney. Disney Plus was an event. Like people
yeah,
were counting down Disney Plus, and Peacock just kind of came out and like just
well,
kind of
yeah,
pooped out a streaming service with different tiers of The Office, right?
it's
Like,
exactly it because it tried to like tie itself to the cable platform in a way where like you weren't really sure like do I have this? Do I have that? Can I
yeah,
access it? Is it free? Do I have to pay? Like same thing with HBO Max, where HBO Max picked it up a little bit with the Warner Brothers deal that they had last year, but like even still, it didn't really go through the roof. But at least like Disney Plus and Netflix, like what the deal is. But when Peacock came around, it's like I don't what how do I do it? Do I have to do something? Is it there? And then like once you have it, you're like oh, there's tiers or stuff is just getting rid of. Like, why are there not Comcast or Universal projects on here? Why are they
Yeah.
not there? Why are they on HBO? Why are they not here? Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very frustrating. Is to like, around Halloween, yes, you have some of the Universal monsters, but like once Halloween's gone, they're gone. You don't have those movies on there anymore. These are
Right.
Universal movies. What are they doing off the platform? Like stuff like that. That's very frustrating. Like that platform, which we just saw a lot of numbers come out about that and like how it didn't do very well. Um, they could have done better. Like if they had launched with a Jurassic World TV show, man, like you're saying, the hype around the start of Disney Plus with all the shows that they started off with, and then introducing the Mandalorian and all the Marvel
Yeah.
stuff. You can't beat that. That's unbeatable. But like they could have done well with Jurassic as a launcher.
Yeah. I mean, hindsight, right? Like, I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I expected Peacock to be Disney Plus, but
No.
if you're gonna do an exclusive streaming show, that's where it would go, right? Like, they would never put it on Netflix. I mean, I guess they would. Like, we don't know because it's been so
Yeah.
scattered.
Well, I love that you said that, but literally that's where it came.
Cretaceous is on Netflix. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a weird ecosystem where like you don't really know what is on what platform. Any of them, you
Yeah.
can't trust any property to be on the right platform these days. So it's just yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm at this time where like I'm sitting back and I'm like, man, like we got a lot of cool stuff, but like when you hear quotes like this, you're like, man, we could have done better. I think when in terms of like books, comics, games, like we were just saying about games, literally everything.
Books are something I don't understand why those don't exist. Did you know that there's been Halo books and Gears? I've just kind of found this out. There's been Halo and Gears books for like 20 years.
No, I did not know that, but I did know that there's Uncharted books, and I have like some books or one or two
I think there's
of
only
those.
one. Is there more than one Uncharted book?
I don't know. There might be, but I'm not sure. I know I read at least one.
I know there's Uncharted comic books,
And
and
it's
I
like
know that there's a novel. But yeah,
tap into that stuff. Come on, like
yeah, yeah.
there's only one author outside of Michael Crichton that can write Jurassic books, and it's Tess Sharp, and she did the Evolution of Claire. But I don't know why that series didn't take off more. They could have imagine if they had launched that series though with like the evolution of 3 different characters at once, not just one. Like that could have been really cool and made it a bigger thing. Like you have to own all 3 copies, and there's different, packages and things that you can get separately, all together, or whatever, like you do with DVDs. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling like we're missing the opportunity.
We haven't had a Jurassic World comic, and like I'm not a huge fan of IDW's like stuff that they do, but like nobody tackled Jurassic World. Like no one tried to tackle Jurassic World in comic form since what, 2012, 2013?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But let's move on to some, like quick pictures here real quick. I just want to get your thoughts on them because I don't think we've really talked about them too much. But the Atrociraptor was revealed last month, whenever this was, December, I think. What do you think of the Atrociraptor picture?
I mean, I think it's fine.
But
yeah, like I think it's fine. I don't know much about this animal. I'm making an assumption that it's a Biosyn creation, like unless it's been confirmed, but like I'm making this assumption that it's a Biosyn creation. I don't really know.
I would assume. I don't know though. Who knows?
Same with like I don't hate it. It's just that like, and it's the same with the new Parasaurolophus design. These new designs don't feel inspired by Jurassic. They feel inspired by paleontology art or just I mean, this Atrociraptor just looks so generic to me. Like and it is blurry. It's a front on shot, which I think are tough to sell dinosaurs looking
Mhm.
cool on.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess I don't really feel any way about it, except for the fact that I feel like we're getting further and further away from the Crash McCreary-ness of Jurassic Park, and maybe that's their intent, maybe that's their goal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What did you think of it?
I thought it was fine. Yeah, echoing a lot of what you said. It's just hard to tell. I mean, it's a blurry picture with, the body looks very long and the face is just front on, and I never like that kind of shot. But
Mm-hmm.
this moment is gonna cut by in matter of seconds. So like analyzing
Exactly.
a single frame doesn't really matter. But like this is also funny because I mean I don't know if this should be filmed in whatever that island is.
The
Um,
Malta, yeah.
Malta, yeah, Malta. But like Chris Pratt wasn't actually there, so I love that they just like, you know, they put his face on for the scene.
Oh, that's
uh,
funny because you
yeah,
know what? That was something I was gonna say was like it doesn't even look like Chris Pratt. It looks like a stunt double. Uh,
yeah. Well, I mean, the face is they definitely made its face, but like, yeah, it's definitely like the stunt double because he wasn't all out at Malta because that was like during peak COVID times.
wait,
I don't
was he
even
not
what
at
his
Malta
name
at
was, but
all?
no.
How? What? How? How do you have this giant set piece without your star?
I don't know. Maybe it's quick. There's a lot of motorcycle riding. I
I
don't know.
mean, we say this, but like all the Marvel movies are shot on green screen in Atlanta. So like, I mean, what do I know? But like, okay, sure, all right, cool.
Yeah. All like mostly like 90% of the Mandalorian shot with just stunt doubles. So
Yeah.
same thing.
Okay.
Sort of put a mask on.
Nervous.
They should have put a helmet
Nervous.
on. Why is he not wearing a helmet? That would have made it a lot better. Super easy. But anyway, there was that picture. There's also this picture, which is cool. DeWanda Wise's character there.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you had any thoughts on that at all.
No, I mean it's cool. Again, I think we're just so far from what I wanted out of Jurassic. Like I don't need to see dinosaurs in the snow. I know that people are very excited
Oh,
to see
come on.
I know people are very
So
excited to
excited by
see dinosaurs in all kinds of different environments and stuff. What I'm
I
kind of
loved it.
bummed about is I feel like with everything that's come out, I feel like I know what they're looking at, which is like with all the the context of the other images that have happened, it's like, oh, this is the Parasaurolophus roundup scene or something. Like
I don't know. Well, I'm not really sure what they could be looking at. I forgot to point out that this article over here did mention the Pyroraptors, so that's pretty cool. Um,
okay.
finally we like officially have those out there. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Um, maybe see, that would be cool to me as like a Pyroraptor right here. Like something fiery and vibrant in this like
Blue
white
and
landscape,
yeah.
yeah, just dull landscape. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, who knows? Whatever they're facing off against, she's got a taser here. One has got a taser and he's got a knife. So I don't know. Is it a dinosaur that they're facing off against with these things, or is it you know, a
Well,
group of
her eye line is looking up, so
yeah,
it's got to
yeah.
be a dinosaur. Um, yeah, I mean, these are cool
Dang.
images. I guess I'm happy that they're showing us these kind of images rather than uh showing us all the different dinosaurs. Oh, you know what happened since the last time we talked was that image came out with Bryce Dallas Howard in the mud.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. I didn't
I
even
totally forgot about that one, but like that was like, why did you show that? Like, why? No
I
one
want to
knew
ask you a
that.
question
Yeah.
about this though, because look at you see their outfits, right? She's got this outfit on here, the one that does, and then
It's the
and then
same shot.
Owen has got his same old clothes on, and he's got this thing around his hand. And then when you look at this shot, this old photo that we saw like sometime, I think 2020 or whatever, same clothes, same clothes. He's got his sleeves up. He's got the thing around his hand. What's going on here? How'd they get from
Ooh.
here to here? No jackets.
Are we in? Are we in?
I want to get your thoughts, man. You've been watching. You haven't finished it yet. But what's your thoughts? Is
Oh,
this
oh no. Oh
is this a bio?
no. Oh no.
What do you think? Do you think like maybe they just jumped on a plane and then they're like, well, we got to get off this murky jungle, and then hey, DeWanda Wise, follow me with your taser, and then they crashed their plane right here, and then they're facing off against another dinosaur, just so happened to be in a completely different environment.
I take back what I said. I don't want them to mind this. That's not. I don't like that island. Oh no.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, it's totally possible that they traveled, right? That's very easy. A lot of characters don't ever change. You see them in the same clothes or whatever. And we do know that Owen does have a different outfit in this movie, so it could just be globetrotting. What's his outfit? Let's see. What's he wearing here? Okay, he's got some different clothes on in this Atrociraptor picture. So this is outfit number 2, and he's wearing the same thing. She's got the same thing on. Maybe he might be stepping over a Brad. Who knows? That was the ongoing rumor for a while. There's like some sort of thing right down here, which could potentially be a Brad. No, I don't think so. But it is interesting. It's an interesting thing to point out that they're wearing the same things, and he is certainly not equipped for cold weather. But
Oh
who
no.
knows? Do you think it's just like, hey, they just globetrotted, or do you think it's a biome?
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, there you have it. That's Aaron's thought.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. We do have a third outfit here.
She looks equipped for the snow, and there is this one where he
is equipped for the snow here. He's got, he's got jacket, gloves, he's got a flannel and an undershirt, so he's good there.
I guess the only thing that kind of makes me feel like it's not a biome is kind of the information that we've had previously, right? Like, wasn't there a casting call for like Fisherman's Wharf kind of people?
Like, yeah, but it makes me wonder if that is just like, where we see Maisie. We've seen that Maisie. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
I don't think you're gonna have 2 locations that are. I don't know if you're gonna have 2 locations that are snowy. Like, I feel like whatever we're seeing here is kind of where Maisie is at.
Maybe it's possible. I don't know.
Oh no! I hope it's not. I hope it's on a biome, man. Like, I
don't need a jacket.
I mean, she's prepped for some colder weather.
I guess it's kind of a short jacket. It's like it doesn't really want to go all the way down. Like, I don't know.
No, it's not a parka.
No. I do. It is a pretty sick, jacket though. There's like pockets everywhere. I feel like Yelena would love this. There's just best jacket pockets all over this thing.
What a great series, the Hawkeye. Oh my gosh.
I loved it. It was so good.
It was so good. I think it's my favorite one. I think it's my favorite D+ series so far.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past that. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not a biome. I guess if it is, like, I mean, I guess my concern is, like, is that something that can happen? Like, we can't do that, right? Like, I'm really stupid. That's not possible.
Oh, you mean like, right? Realistically, can we do that on this planet?
Because the Jurassic Park works because the dinosaurs are the impossible thing that are like the fantastical thing. You can't just keep slamming a bunch of fantastical things against them, and because it just becomes stupid.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's interesting because like Jurassic World, set in 2015 or whatever, it's got holograms and things like that, and certainly.
But we have holograms.
Facility.
We have holograms.
I know. Not like we're gonna believe like big giant dinosaurs like that, but like that's not that far fetched. And we do have these Boston Dynamic robots that can do backflips and stuff and like run and jump and do, parkour basically. So that is possible. And dogs, we got those dogs. But biomes like these I mean, we do have the volume where, the Mandalorian and stuff are filmed, which like simulates, you know, fully 360 around you or
Yeah, but
whatever.
you're not
So like
feeling weather. Like in Camp
no,
Cretaceous, the
no,
kids
no, it's not like
feel the weather, right? Like
it's actually snow. Yeah.
Camp Cretaceous, it's
Um,
like, and I haven't seen, I don't know what, if you zoom all the way out, like, I don't know, do we ever see what it looks like in Camp Cretaceous when they zoom all the way out from this place? Like, do we ever get
no, I think
kind
there's
of,
a picture on a map, but like that's
okay,
it.
this just feels like a hunger, like, it feels more like they're in like the Hunger Games in that show. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah,
like, when I think of like the Hunger Games arenas, I'm like, oh, that's not possible, right? Like, we can't do that. And have all these different
yeah,
biomes in like the same dome. Uh, yeah, I mean, oh,
yeah. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't think that's the case. I think it's just coincidence, but it is fun to talk about at least.
no, that's not
And want
fun,
to get
man.
your
You're
thoughts.
giving me some heart
I'm
palpitations
glad you
here.
you never really thought about that prior to that
I
moment.
never thought of it. Wow, man. Oh, dude. I'll
Yeah,
be really upfront. I'm having a hard time getting excited for this movie, and I think it's because I have no idea what to expect because I feel like all the rules are kind of out the rules of the world have been broken by bringing them
sure. Yeah.
to the
And that's the
mainland.
fun of it though, I feel like, because like in a way you don't really know what to expect and you can hear all the rumors and read the spoilers or whatever you want to do, but like at the same time, what do you trust? What do you feel is
Yeah,
right? And how do all these elements connect? Like that is still where I'm separated here. I'm like, how does this all make sense? I still got to wait to see. I
we
don't
are we
know.
are getting further away though from Maisie having like ingrained memories, DNA memories of like her on the Jurassic tour. I really want that, and I don't think we're not going to get it. It'd be so great though.
What from like the first park?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
assume that
Yeah.
Maisie was. You have to assume that Maisie, not the Maisie we know, but you have to assume that Maisie has taken that tour.
I don't know that like after everything we've seen, how much of the movie actually focuses on Maisie clone. Like
Probably none.
I
I
don't know.
don't know if that went
I have
over.
no idea.
I don't know how well that went over amongst general audiences. I will tell you that when I was in the theater, people laughed, and that's not generally a good
Yeah,
thing.
I know. I
So
felt really bad when I heard that people
mhm,
laughing, and I was like, oh gosh. But
yeah,
I enjoyed that part. It just like yeah maybe and it
yeah,
wouldn't be the first time that a film or TV series or anything just decided, "No, we're not going to move forward with that portion because people didn't care about it, didn't test
right,
well."
right.
So who knows? But I don't know what this means, but it's at least fun to look at here. But I think that's probably about it for Jurassic World Dominion. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is just like kind of going over things from the past, and of course recovering this news from Frank Marshall, which just came out the other day. So anyway, I think that brings us to